Hello, my darlings. I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video, I am going to be talking about Blackdot Tattoos once more. I believe this is my third video. Yeah, this is my third video on Blackdot Tattoos now. The first video was basically about Blackdot, who they are, who's behind Blackdot. And then in the second video, I basically clarified some things and read a bunch of comments from Blackdot who had left a bunch of comments on my first video about them trying to like fight for their lives, basically. Like their comments were so defensive and just so icky, you know? And this is a behavior pattern from them. They do this on everything. If anyone makes any kind of content about them, they're instantly in the comment section, you know, trying to defend their business, really like, what's the word? Like scraping, no, clutching onto things. Oh, what is the saying? I don't know. Anyway, they're fighting for their lives, okay? Blackdot Tattoo is basically this business that has invented a tattooing robot. Yes, it sounds very sci-fi, very futuristic, very year 3000. This was invented by some tech bros. They had absolutely no interest within the tattoo industry per se. I think there was like one or two tattoo artists behind this. I think it was actually only one. I don't particularly remember, to be honest with you. But the main people behind it are not, you know, your average tattoo collectors or anything like that. They're just your average business bros that wanted to infiltrate the tattoo industry. Very much like ephemeral tattoos. And we all know how ephemeral tattoos went, don't we? Or is going. That they're still going, surprisingly. This tattoo robot mainly specializes in micro-realism tattoos or script tattoos or, you know, tattoos that are like this big, but they have a lot of like fine detail within them. The Blackdot Tattoo robot can only tattoo flatter surfaces. So that would be your arms, inner arms. That's the same thing. And stuff like lower legs. I think they, at the moment, only tattoo legs and arms. I could have just said that, couldn't I? Yes. And to get tattooed by a Blackdot Tattoo robot, you have to be strapped down. You have to be basically pinned down to have this robot tattoo you, which to me personally is very, very questionable, because say you have a medical emergency or you really have to go to the toilet, can this robot stop and let you do that? Or do you have to just sit there and, you know, hold in your toilet or, you know, go through your medical emergency or forgo having this tattoo? Like, the tattoo has to stop. I don't know if you can go back in and have the robot continue to do the tattoo. Like, I don't know if, like, once you stop and there's no way of aligning it or what have you. I don't know the science behind that, but to me, if you have to be pinned down to get a tattoo or be forced to, you know, sit there, lay there or what have you, big red flags for me personally, all right? It doesn't seem very accessible to the majority of people, you know? Especially someone like me, I get very anxious if I can't leave situations. So if I'm like being strapped down and have that like thought of, oh my gosh, I can't move or I can't get out, no, it's a no from me. These tattoos are also very expensive. I'm talking minimum 1K. That is the bare minimum amount that you would be spending on a Blackdot tattoo. They do go up to 10K. I'm being so real. And these tattoos, again, are tiny. Like, the maximum size, I think, is like this big. In my opinion, this Blackdot tattoo situation is very much a gimmick. I feel like we don't essentially need this. You know, there are so many very capable and very talented tattoo artists that can do micro tattoos and script tattoos. The whole thing just seems so cold and clinical, you know, with the whole, like, the rooms that it's been done in thus far, like, it just gives doctor's offices, you know, like it's just, it has no personality like a tattoo studio does, you know. I'm very much for supporting human tattoo artists, self-employed tattoo artists, your local tattoo artists, you know, the ones down the road or the ones in your local town. There's too many things trying to overtake the creative world, you know, especially with AI. Blackdot doesn't use AI. I do need to stress that because a lot of people do think that, but yeah, it's just another thing taking away from creatives, isn't it? So I don't know. Anyway, since my previous two videos that I mentioned earlier, what have Blackdot been up to? I'm sure you're all dying to know. Well, to be honest, not much. There's only been like 2 things that have come out about Blackdot thus far since then. They have been pretty quiet on like social media and stuff. Like they do post every now and then, but not super regularly. So Blackdot went on a very popular American TV show called Shark Tank, and I just happen to love this TV show. Okay, I have pretty much seen every episode. I'm not like 100% caught up on the newest season 16, because I've been watching other things. I need to do like a binge watch of the last like 10 episodes or so. So I haven't actually watched the episode they were on, but I have luckily found a clip on YouTube of Blackdot being on Shark Tank, so I could show you some clips and what have you. In case anyone wants to come at me, Blackdot or Shark Tank, I'm using this under fair use. I do have a feeling Blackdot will throw their toys out of their pram once more because of this video, like they have on my other videos. So yeah, this is what I'm about to do here is under fair use. Okay, for those of you that don't know what Shark Tank is, like you've never watched an episode before, it's a pretty basic TV show, but it's so entertaining. Oh, I love it so much. Anyway, it's basically a TV show where there is 5 sharks. They're named sharks, but they're basically very wealthy, successful business people. There is more than 5 sharks. They kind of interchange each episode. I'm not sure how many there is in total. I can't remember from the top of my head, but there's probably about 6 or 7 or 8, I don't know. And they sometimes have guest sharks as well. But yeah, each episode there's at least 5 of them. And what happens is your regular business owners come into the Shark Tank and they get interviewed by the sharks, okay? And the regular business owners want help from the sharks financially and, you know, strategically, so their business can thrive a lot more, get a lot more popular. Even if a regular business doesn't get a deal from a shark, the exposure from the show helps them tremendously. These regular businesses could basically be a part of any business or category, I don't know what you want to call it, but there's things from clothes, dog food, regular human food, sporting equipment, gadgets, technology, drink, events, like you name it. It has most probably been on Shark Tank. I think the only thing that isn't really featured on Shark Tank is like adult toys, if you know what I'm saying. Like it's more of a family friendly TV show. Okay, there isn't like, you know, big dildos on there or anything. But for the most part, there is literally anything you can think of on this show, okay? For the most part, the regular business owners, I keep doing regular business owners because they're not like the sharks. They're not like super well off or super famous. They're like your everyday family trying to start up a business, or they've been around for a little while but they're kind of struggling financially or struggling to get the name of their business out there. Some of them are sometimes pretty successful, to be honest with you, but for the most part it is, you know, your regular people just trying to, you know, make a name for themselves or what have you. But yeah, these regular business owners, for the most part, offer the sharks a percentage of their business for the money that they are asking for. So someone will say, hey, I would like $200,000 from you and I will give you 10% of my business. That's obviously an incentive for the sharks to help this business because they will get something in return, because they will get a percentage of what the business makes. For the most part, the sharks are incredibly brutal and there is a lot of negotiation. It's very rare that a business goes in there and actually gets what they're asking for. Sometimes it happens, but it's kind of rare. Anyway, we have a show in the UK that's pretty similar called Dragon's Den. It's a little bit more dry though. Dragon's Den is so freaking serious, and I think that's why I prefer Shark Tank, because it's a little bit lighter, a bit more like family friendly, and I don't know, I just prefer American TV. I don't know why, I just do. But I'm pretty sure a lot of countries do have their own version of Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. Anyway, back to Blackdot Tattoo. They decided to take their chances on Shark Tank. I'm pretty sure the only other tattoo related business that has been on Shark Tank is, oh, what's the name of that brand? It's a tattoo aftercare brand. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Oh, hang on, I've got to Google it. I should have written this in my notes. Mad Rabbit. Mad Rabbit. They've even actually sent me some stuff ages ago. They sent me their balm thing. It's actually pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty sure Blackdot and Mad Rabbit have been the only tattoo related businesses to go on Shark Tank. Now, the sharks are not tattoo collectors. They really don't know much about the tattoo industry, apart from one of them. His name is Damon, who was on the episode that Black Dot was on. He said that he spent like $300,000 on tattoos alone.
I got over $300,000 worth of ink on my body.
And how much would one of your tattoos have cost? Because he had to do it by the hour, right?
One of my tattoos is $70,000.
Which is absolutely insane, but he obviously has a ton of money, so yeah, I think the majority of his tattoos were done by someone called Arlo.
Because my tattoo artist is one of the top in the world, Arlo, and he's really expensive.
And there's a bit of controversy with all of that as well.
Oh boy, I bet Arlo is really happy that dude bragged about how much he paid for those fucking tattoos on Shark Tank. Arlo is probably shitting in his drawers right now. Because that's not something that Arlo wants the public to know. The general public. He only wants the wealthiest people to know that. But that dude said it on Shark Tank. Looks like I got some shit to talk about, because Arlo is a pretty good artist, but he photoshops the fuck out of every image he posts on Instagram. And he's been called out so much, in fact, that he has pulled his Instagram twice now. I've been blocked twice. I'm probably auto-blocked on the new one. And his wife is exactly the same. She has chosen to get well known off of a style that looks like garbage in 7 years.
But that is another story for another day, right? We don't need to be doing a deep dive into very expensive tattoo artists. I think we all know that they're pretty shifty, right? I don't know. Anyway, Black Dot were on Shark Tank season 16, episode 14, and that aired on March the 21st. The person who went on to Shark Tank is the main person behind Black Dot Tattoos. His name is Joel Pennington.
Sharks, there's a multi-billion-dollar industry that hasn't seen much by way of innovation in over 5,000 years. And the first client on record was Otzi the Iceman. I'm talking about the tattoo industry.
And yeah, as you can see, Joel isn't, covered in tattoos. He isn't, someone that's a part of the tattoo industry per se.
There's a significant portion of the population that has been considering a tattoo, but is hesitant because of concerns around pain.
So instead, we offer to strap you down and tell you not to move, because that's not scary at all, is it? No, not at all.
And the Black Dot device tattoos at a level of precision that hasn't existed until now.
This is just insulting to all tattoo artists ever. Hey, you all suck at precision. Like, please. I'm the first person to say negative things about micro realism tattoos and very small, tiny, fine line tattoos. I'm the first person to shit on that style, okay? Mainly because the longevity of it is just piss poor. That's a fact. I'm not just sitting here to say crap for the sake of saying crap. Like, there is evidence out there all over the internet. But one thing I will always say, and I have said this over so many videos whenever I come across a micro, fine line, tiny tattoo, is that the tattoo artists that do these are incredibly talented. It takes so much skill and precision to get that much detail in such a small, tiny little place. And this comment from Joel basically highlights the fact that he knows nothing about the tattoo industry. You can hype up your product and your business without tearing down the people who built the industry that you are trying to make millions in. It's very much possible. People would have so much more respect for you if you were not like, hey, by the way, like, tattoo artists don't know precision. It's so rude.
And for $1.5 million for 5% equity.
Oh, is that all?
You can join Black Dot and be a part of the tattoo revolution.
$1.5 million for 5%. That is actually ludicrous. Like, that is insane. Are you kidding me? 1.5 million for 5%. Oh, for context, for those of you that don't watch Shark Tank, that is one of the highest asks ever. It's pretty rare to see a business ask for anything over $1 million. The majority of businesses that do walk into Shark Tank ask for $500,000, $200,000, $100,000. Like, that is the normal figure. Of course, there has been people that have asked for like $1 million. There's probably been a couple that have asked for like $2 million, but overall, the majority is around about 500K, right? So yeah, it's pretty shocking.
So Joel, do you have a business behind this?
We do. So what we've done here is this is fake skin, synthetic skin. And these are tattoos by the Blackdot device.
Okay.
I just figured this
so
was...
it's down to a very fine level. Like when you look at this here, it's extremely fine.
Now, if you're going to ask me for $1.5 million, okay, for a tattoo robot that's meant to have better precision than a human, I'm going to need you to not deliver me trash like this. What is that? The line work on that, it's embarrassing. Like a regular fine line micro tattoo artist could do the exact same thing and better, okay? I thought the robot was meant to be better. What is this? I just look at this and be like, what are you doing here? I'm telling you, the fine line micro tattoo artist of South Korea could do this tattoo blindfolded and do a much better job.
Do tattoo artists hate you?
Some do.
I do like Joel's honesty here. I will give him some credit for being honest. The opinion of this Blackdot tattoo situation from the majority of tattoo artists is, what the hell is this? Like, we don't need this. Why are you inventing this? Why are you trying to erase us? And I'm glad that Joel has acknowledged that. He's kind of like, yeah, there's some people out there that hate us. Which I respect, because he could have easily lied. He could have easily told them, oh no, everyone thinks it's a great idea. There's people queuing up, lining up to get tattooed by us. In fact, tattoo artists are willing to quit their jobs to help us, which obviously that's not the case, but that's what the sharks would have wanted to hear, right? It would have made their investment seem worthwhile.
Yeah, because you take their jobs,
Well, that's not
essentially.
necessarily the case. Here's how it works. First of all, when we license designs, we license them from tattoo artists as well as visual artists.
It's
And every time,
scalable for the tattoo artist.
every time a licensed tattoo is executed, that artist gets paid. So actually for tattoo artists, for the first time ever, we're enabling them to scale in an industry with a low ceiling. Right now, they just trade time for money.
And to me, this is the only positive about Blackdot Tattoo, the fact that they are willing to pay the tattoo artists or the artists that design tattoos for them a royalty for each tattoo that is done. I think that is freaking excellent, especially in the world that we're in now, where people just rip art off of places like Pinterest or Instagram, and the original tattoo artists get absolutely nothing for that. So for sure, this is a big and the only positive about Blackdot Tattoo. And I admire them for thinking of the creative industry. It kind of gives back to the creative industry that they are trying to take over, right? Like I've been saying, these tattoos are expensive. Very expensive.
We worked with Ömer Tunca. He's a top artist out of Istanbul. So he created a special exclusive collection for Blackdot. And for his tattoos, they range in the $2,000 to $3,000 price point. The next artist that we worked with was Tyler Hobbs.
Okay.
And Tyler Hobbs is the #1 generative artist in the world. Generative art is using algorithms and code to create work. His pieces that are in print, they're all 6 figures. They sell at Sotheby's, Christie's. I mean, he's tip of the spear.
Okay.
And so the price points for his tattoos, $9,875.
$9,800. $9,800 for a small tattoo. Clutching my pearls. I've got to clutch my pearls. What do you mean $9,800 for a small tattoo? Like, oh my God, like, nah. It's literally daylight robbery. Who is going to be paying for this, okay? If you pay for this, you're a mug. Fuck me off. The average person does not have $9,800. For the type of money that Blackdot tattoos are, you could quite literally get a half sleeve, even a full sleeve, depending on the tattoo artist and the tattoo style you are going to have as a sleeve and which country you live in. Obviously in the UK, tattoos seem to be a little bit cheaper than they are in America. To me, this business is for rich folk, and let's be serious, the rise of people wanting to look a little bit more conservative, which to the majority of those people does not include tattoos, and we've got these people lasering off their tattoos left, right and center. There is a huge increase of people talking about the fact that they regret their tattoos as of late, and some of these people are also trend hoppers. And these trend hoppers would have been Blackdot's target audience about, what, 8-ish years ago when tattoos started to get very popular. And now, obviously, with what I've just been saying, conservatism on the rise, these trend hoppers are not, you know, hopping onto the tattoo bandwagon as much anymore. That's really gonna hurt their business. The people who would enjoy this Blackdot experience for the most part are the trend hoppers, the ones that want the tiny small micro tattoos. It's not really going to be aimed at people like me who like big bold tattoos and the getting tattooed experience within tattoo studios. I love talking to tattoo artists and, you know, just vibing in tattoo studios. I feel like a lot of you are the same, right? This whole cold clinical black dot experience isn't going to be for tattoo collectors, and they're going to be the only ones left within the tattoo industry if the rise of conservatism keeps on going and the trend hoppers keep on following that. And Joel mentioned that, you know, there's tattoo artists all over the world and it's not feasible to go and visit them.
We're now able to see what top tattoo artists the world over are able to offer. And as a result, many tattoo seekers end up wanting to work with a tattoo artist that is out of reach. Blackdot has solved all of these issues.
But when you're spending 10K on a black dot tattoo from the artist that you may like because they've been commissioned to make art for Black Dot, you may as well just get the flight and get the tattoo from the tattoo artist that's in, say, South Korea or something like that. Like, get a flight from America to South Korea and get the tattoo for that 10K. You know, like, you get a holiday out of it as well.
What are you selling us here today?
Yeah. So originally, the business plan was to be able to create our own studios, Blackdot Studios, owned and operated.
But now what's
Ephemeral tattoo studios happened, and Joel saw that and that disaster and thought, nope. No, I'm not gonna make that mistake. He's been pretty smart with that. For context, if you don't know, ephemeral tattoos are those made to fade tattoos. They had like 6 tattoo studios open dedicated to doing the ephemeral tattoos, and they basically like shut business after a year or so because the ephemeral tattoo ink that was used to make these made to fade tattoos was tragically bad and was basically permanently tattooing people. It's a hot mess. I have videos on it. I'll leave links down below.
We've only pivoted the business recently to make the Blackdot device available to tattoo studios.
Do you purchase one? Do you lease one?
So
He only has one.
the model that probably makes more sense is to lease it.
Oh yeah, fantastic idea. Absolutely fantastic idea, that, Joel. Yeah, get tattoo artists and studios to hire out a tattoo robot, because why spend years training and perfecting their craft when you could just sit there and let a robot do it for you? Yeah, sure. I'm sure they'd love that idea. Love it. Sounds freaking fantastic. But then this does pose the question of, like, what can Black Dot do? They don't want to open their own studios because, well, we've seen what happened with Ephemeral. It was a disaster. And they probably won't be accepted by a lot of tattoo studios because, well, why would you bring in a robot when you have like 3 very talented, cool tattoo artists working there that have a clientele? Why would you replace them with a robot? Like, it wouldn't make sense. So, like, Black Dot are kind of stuck in what they could do, right? It's almost as if this is a silly idea. It's almost, yeah, you know, like, oh, can we catch on yet, Joel? Like, please, do yourself a favour, hon. There really isn't much of a market for this. There really isn't.
How many tattoos have you made with it?
We've made over 100.
How many paying clients?
Most of them are test people as we've been testing the product.
People.
Just over 100. Just over 100. Not even close to 200. Just over 100. And some of these will be on the same people too. The same people would have had multiple Black Dot tattoos. And I'm pretty sure from doing research, and I think I'll read a comment later within my notes, that Joel has 7 of those. Joel has 7 Black Dot tattoos. He doesn't look tattooed, but he has 7 Black Dot tattoos. He's never had a regular tattoo. That's what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, they've only done like over 100. And they're trying to bring this to market and make this, you know, for everybody. Not just test subjects that are willing to, you know, sacrifice their skin. To me personally, something like this needs to be tested over years and years and years on like 1,000 people. An array of different skin tones and textures and people of different sizes, because again, you need to be strapped down to have one of these tattoos. So does it work on someone that is curvy just as well as someone that is thinner? Like, does it still work? There is next to no diversity throughout the example tattoos that Black Dot has posted on social media. Sure, it works on a skinny white girl, but does it work on a curvy person of color? Like, there is just no examples of that, right? Black Dot are falling down the same hole as ephemeral tattoos. The lack of thorough testing will bite them on the arse.
Am I wrong in saying this? There is no business plan. You want me to give you $1.5 million for 5% to go into a journey of chaos with you.
I mean, Kevin isn't wrong, honey. Kevin is not wrong. And then, well, you guessed it, of course, none of the sharks wanted to risk their own $1.5 million to invest in Blackdot Tattoos.
Unfortunately, I'm out.
I'm so sorry. I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
I'm out.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm out.
But you just sucked in terms of presentation. I'm out.
Ooh, yikes. You know, that's got to hurt. Like, again, I don't agree with this business by any means, but it must suck to have, you know, very successful people be like, no, not for us. Like, yeah, that would definitely be very disheartening. Disheartening is the cold. Blame the cold. Now, of course, in traditional Blackdot form, Blackdot were in the comment section of the YouTube video that we just watched. Okay, there was quite a few comments from them. This is the 3 of my favorites. Okay, so someone said 30 million valuation with no sales is insane. Someone said it's a good idea though, just not enough volume and models. Blackdot Tattoos said valuation would have been much higher if we had significant sales. This is deep tech with robust patents. We're not selling sponges, which is kind of like a dig at the majority of people that go on Shark Tank. I'm pretty sure Scrub Daddy was on Shark Tank, okay? And there's been obviously many other kind of similar products that go on Shark Tank. They should have asked about the patents. Exactly. We now have 6 issued patents, both broad and deep. Ooh la la. But yeah, this basically just kind of highlights how defensive Blackdot is. I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing to me, like, to have the opportunity to go on to Shark Tank, because obviously a lot of people do sign up to be a part of Shark Tank. It's kind of embarrassing to be on YouTube acting like this. It's just like, oh my god, have a day off. Like, why are you so defensive? Like, I understand that a lot of, you know, blood, sweat and tears has probably gone into this. Obviously, like, when you start up a business, it's a lot of hard work, no doubt. And to have people poo all over it, that's gonna be shitty, literally. But it's just like, you're not helping yourself here, you know, like, the proof should be in the pudding. You shouldn't have to do all of this. Like, if you have to do all of this, it does say a lot, right? These fine tattoos need to be constantly updated. Not when the ink is deposited precisely at the epidermis-dermis junction. We have fine line tattoos going back years, as they look as good as when they were originally executed. Now, Joel said this company started in 2019.
Well, this company was founded in 2019. We're venture-backed.
And obviously it would have taken a while to create and build this Blackdot machine, right? There'd be a lot of trial and error putting this all together. I want to say their oldest tattoos are probably about 3 years old, right? Maybe a little bit more. So is that years? Well, yes, it's multiple years. It's not 1 year, it's 3-4 years. But is it years enough to show that these tattoos last longer than a regular tattoo? No. You can't see much of anything happening within 3 to 4 years. If they had examples that are 10 to 15 years, then yeah, you can go around saying we have tattoos that are years old and they look much better than a regular tattoo. But covering a measly 3 to 4 years, under years, is so deceiving to me. It's so freaking shady. It's it may be petty, but I'm gonna die on this hill. Like, you cannot be going around saying, oh, we have years worth of like examples, but like you started it in 2019. You don't even have a 10-year-old tattoo to show, so calm down. Like, and the thing is, I don't care where you put a freaking tattoo within the skin. People age. There is something called sun damage. Nobody is exempt from that, and I will die on that hill. You cannot stop skin aging. Nobody can, okay? And unless a client is very, very on top of putting on SPF all day, every day, sun damage is gonna happen, okay? Like, you are not exempt from that. So yeah, you can do this fancy, oh, you can put it in the epidermis-dermis junction there. That's not gonna stop the tattoos from fading because of sun damage and aging. I also come across the Shark Tank Reddit, and they talk about the businesses from each episode, and there was one for Blackdot, and it is very, very juicy. So it says, season 16, episode 14, product discussion, Blackdot. He strapped a tattoo gun, we all know how much I hate that word, to a bubble jet chassis? Is that how you say it? I'm no tattoo expert, but I think a large part of the craft is carefully managing the contours and details of someone's body and skin. How would this thing even work on something that isn't like the sample slice of cold cut he passed around? If the customer shifts their arm in an hour or two, do they end up with a skewed image? He acts like a tattoo made of small pinpoint pixels is revolutionary. Dude, that's how all tattoos are made. Also, he never explained his claim that this machine is less painful, which is one thing that they try and, use as a selling point. Blackdot always say that their tattooing process is less painful, but I mean, if you're being stabbed by needles 1,000 times, it's going to end up hurting no matter what, because your skin gets irritated. It's very irritating to be stabbed multiple times. Like if I sat here and stabbed myself with my nails, which are very sharp, multiple times, it gets more and more painful because it gets more and more irritating. Okay, like no matter what, like whatever. Anyway, but yeah, these are all very, very valid points, especially the whole, not being able to move for an hour or two. Like I came here just to rant. I hate this idea. No concern for longevity, sanitation, or the fact that artists, most of which are already struggling private contractors, would be paying to compete against themselves. No innovation in 5,000 years is bullshit, laughing my ass off. Not to mention, this guy gets one lawsuit for a tattoo on the Pretty Selects, the awful offensive tattoo now on multiple people, and he's bankrupt. Which hopefully Blackdot would vet all of their designs and what have you. Like, again, they don't have many designs to offer at the moment anyway. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is truly a recipe for disaster. Again, I cannot get past the whole you have to be strapped down thing. Like, what if, again, you have a medical emergency, someone has a seizure, they start like moving their arm, and like that needle is being stabbed into their arm still. Like, I don't know how quickly one of the Blackdot tattoo techs that uses the machine and sets it all up and what have you, like how quickly can they remove the machine from someone that is having a crisis? Like, oh god. Like with a regular tattoo artist, if someone's like having a seizure, they will literally just stop, back off like instantly. But yeah, that whole situation could lead to a lawsuit, like, oof. I'm sure maybe Blackdot's consent form is probably very, very lengthy and, tries to reject any responsibility of something happening to a client or something, I don't know. My mum thinks this machine is better than a botched tattoo. I told her not as many people have botched tattoos as she thinks. It's a stupid machine who can't get every single body right, and tattoos should all be unique and personalized to the person, which I agree. Again, with Blackdot tattoos, the majority of them, I think, apart from the script ones, are rinse and repeats. And the thing is, people who are getting botched tattoos for the most part are those that are tattooing themselves with Amazon tattoo kits or their scratcher tattoos, and those people are normally tattooing themselves or getting scratcher tattoos because they can't afford to get decent quality tattoos from professional tattoo artists. So these people are not going to be spending 10k on a Blackdot tattoo. Let's be serious, it's just not accessible or affordable for the majority of people. You have got to be kidding me with this thing. He name dropping all over the place. So what? Talk about the pain, talk about the sanitary aspect. This guy is so unprepared with his numbers and has no business plan. Where is a human to show the work done by this machine? Boo to this pitch. So some of the stuff I haven't included within this video when it comes to the clips and stuff, because I don't want to rip the whole thing, because then it doesn't become fair use. I'd basically just be ripping the whole episode. I will leave a link down below to the whole Blackdot clip that's on YouTube, if that's helpful to anyone. Basically, Joel was just, name dropping artists that are willing to work for him to create designs and what have you. But with this comment, I do agree that there should have been people there that have Blackdot tattoos. Like, why wasn't that a thing? Because I know there are people with Blackdot tattoos, because we're going to look at one in a minute. But to, pass around the fake skin is very odd. Like, you could have had someone go in there and, showcase it and walk around. I've seen that before, with jewelry and what have you on Shark Tank. So like, now of course, just like the YouTube video, Blackdot was also within this Reddit post. Of course, are we shocked? Are we surprised? No, this is what they do. I'm surprised they didn't ask about the sanitation aspect of it. That was the first thing I thought of. I also would love to see what these tattoos look like in a few years. A lot of these looked like fine line tattoos, and there's a reason people go to fine line experts to get those done. It's really easy to blow out the lines, which is very true. And then someone quote replied saying, they might have remember that these pictures are often an hour long and edited down to 10 minutes for TV, which is very true. But I feel like it would have been an important piece, you know, for people to see an example on a human person. Like, I don't know why they would have cut that out, right? And then someone said, sure, but that's kind of a big part of it, I think. And then Blackdot said, exactly. But they don't confirm or deny if there was like humans there with them. You know, like, you could have elaborated. It would have been very helpful. But they're just like, exactly. Like, okay, but was there people there with Blackdot tattoos or not? Like, help us out here. He doesn't even have any tattoos himself. I wouldn't trust him. He doesn't have any visible tattoos. Most people didn't know Damon has several tattoos until this pitch. You think if he did, he would be showing it as an example of what his machine could do. Not that it matters, but Joel has 7 tattoos with more planned, all from the Blackdot device. This episode was filmed last summer. Okay, Joel. I think Joel does have a lot to do with the social media aspect of Blackdot. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the one typing away. I would be so in. That's so cool. Soon we'll be announcing a partnership with renowned tattoo studio in New York City. Feel free to join the waitlist found on our website if that's a convenient location. And I read that renowned tattoo studio in New York City and instantly thought, I know who this is gonna be. I can't confirm. I just have a huge feeling that this might be Bang Bang. Bang Bang New York City Tattoo Studio. I'm sure some of you are very much aware of who Bang Bang is, the tattoo artist. He's a very famous tattoo artist, a celebrity tattoo artist who has his own tattoo gimmick, by the way. He's got that disappearing ink. Oh god, I know, another freaking tattoo gimmick that I've definitely covered. I will leave links down below to videos about that if you're curious about the disappearing ink. It definitely... It feels like something Bang Bang would want to be a part of, and something that Bang Bang would want to support, because he's all about the tattoo gimmicks, alright? Like, I could be wrong, but to me, Bang Bang is pretty much one of the most famous tattoo studios in New York, right? Or New York City, shall I say. Oh, would you look at this on the Blackdot Instagram? They have this picture of a tattoo. The caption is, we recently had the privilege of tattooing MJ Mouncer, CSO at Bang Bang. So, like, yeah, come on now. Like, why are they mingling together? Is it because they're about to work together with Blackdot going into the Bang Bang studio? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Also, this picture is incredible. Like, Blackdot have literally just told on Bang Bang and Magic Ink. So you see the tattoo above the tiger is like a dragon, and there's meant to be like this red ink coming out of it. Well, that was done using Bang Bang's Magic Ink. That what bruise looking thing that's meant to look like fire is meant to be a lot more saturated than it is showing here. Oh, yikes. It looks so bad. Oh, this is like a match made in heaven. Oh god, we are about to get some incredible content if my theory of Bang Bang and Blackdot collabing is a thing. Like this, oh hell yeah. This is a treacletatts dream right here. Like, yes, give me it. I cannot wait for this disaster. So I went onto the website to see, you know, what this is all about, and it says secure your tattoo. Waitlist submissions are now open for a limited number of appointments at a renowned tattoo studio in New York City. By joining the waitlist, you'll also be the first to know which studio we're launching with. Now, the next thing that has come out about Blackdot is an update from someone that does have a Blackdot tattoo, and I did feature them in one of my Blackdot tattoo videos. I don't remember if it was the first or the second one. I think it was the first one. Her name is Dominique. She is a content creator. She does an array of content, mainly fashion, style, and tattoos. She has quite a few tattoos herself. I actually quite like her content. Her content does come up on my For You page quite often. I really like her style and what have you, but she just so happens to have a Blackdot tattoo. She got her Blackdot tattoo under 2 years ago, and she got one of the signature Blackdot tattoos, which is a very tiny, small, like, rectangle. I forgot the name of the shape. But yeah, she got Mona Lisa's eyes in a tiny little rectangle.
I was one of the first people to get tattooed by a machine, and I want to tell you all about it. So this is 6 months old, and it still looks absolutely stunning. It took less than an hour, and it was by far the least painful tattoo that I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Dominique recently uploaded a TikTok showing everyone what this black dot tattoo looks like now.
About a year and a half ago, I got a tattoo from the world's first ever robot tattoo machine. I laid down, I let them strap my arm to a table, and this little machine or device inserted a needle into my arm 7,500 times to create this tattoo. This is a little update. Like I said, it's been about 18 months since I got this tattoo. Very obviously, it is a little slice of the Mona Lisa's eye.
So let's do a side-by-side comparison of what it looked like when it was newer and what it looks like now. These are both screenshots. I've not done any editing to them whatsoever. And I will say the lighting is different in each one, which will definitely make one look a teeny little bit more faded and not as contrasty. But I don't want to edit the screenshot to match, because then I'll just be, you know, accused of editing stuff to fit my narrative of I don't really like these black dot tattoo situations. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But I want to say that I'm very much aware that one is a lot more lit than the other. Okay, even though one is a lot more lit than the other, you can see that this tattoo has softened quite a bit in the time frame. There is no denying that. But that's what tattoos do. Black Dot need to realize that they are not going to be exempt from how tattoos behave because they do something fancy and put it in a certain placement of someone's skin. It don't matter. But it still does look pretty good. It's not, there's literally no denying that it does look good. No one's disputing that by any means with this one. But yeah, it does look a little bit softer and some of the detail has definitely come out of it. So at the right edge there, I think that it's meant to be like trees or something. The detail has definitely come out of that. But the eyes still look pretty detailed and you can still kind of tell that this is Mona Lisa's eyes and what have you. And again, this is only like under 2 years old. It would be very interesting to see what this looks like in 10 years time, 15 years time. That's when you definitely start to see a breakdown within tattoos. It also seems like there is quite a bit of loss of definition within the nose area as well. It doesn't look as defined, but again, it could be the lighting issue.
The company that makes these devices is called Blackdot. You might have seen them recently on Shark Tank, and a couple people asked me to do an update video to show how my microrealism tattoo has aged. And I'm happy to say that it looks identical to the day that I got it, if not even better. One thing that I noticed is that this tattoo hasn't faded to that like blue black that a lot of tattoos do. And when I talked to Joel about that, who's the founder, he said it's because the device knows exactly how deep to insert the ink so that the tattoo has as much longevity as possible and isn't going to experience any fading.
Yeah, see, no, it has faded a little bit. Like, anyone can see that. And it's okay. It is so okay, because that's just what tattoos do. It doesn't make the tattoo bad or any less than, alright? Let's just say it how it is. Let's not sugarcoat it, okay? There's a couple of comments here that says, tattoos turn blue due to ink being used, not depth. Inks are getting better, darker, and higher quality all the time, which is a fact. The tattoo ink that tattoo artists are using today are much better than the tattoo inks that they were using 10 years ago, 15 years ago. With time comes better research and better quality within the good tattoo inks. Obviously, there's very dodgy tattoo inks out there, no denying it, but the good quality stuff is just getting better and better and better. It's also in your inner arm, which doesn't fade like the outer arm. The older one on my inner arm looks fresher than the new one on the outer, which again is very true. The colour is so much less blue than the other pieces I have in that same area. Different colour brands, different colour hues in the healed result, which again is very true. Like hair dye, tattoo inks have different undertones, so they're all going to fade differently. Like one green hair dye brand may fade out more blue, and then another green hair dye may just fade out a little bit more like swampy green. It's the same with tattoo inks. Black is just a very, 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 very dark blue or a very, very, very dark green. That's why your tattoos start to, you know, start to look a little blue, start to look a little green. It's also true about the location. This is one of my oldest tattoos right here. It's in my inner arm. It's quite a very fine, detailed script tattoo. And the fact that it's still very, very legible for a script tattoo of this size is incredible. But again, it's in my inner arm. So like it never, I mean, I never go out in the sun anyway. And if I do go out in the sun, factor 50, okay? But placement is key with stuff like this, especially fine line detailed tattoos.
There was a lot of discussion in my original video about how this is going to put tattoo artists out of jobs, blah, blah, blah. Blackdot is very specific in the market that they service. They're not doing sleeves, they're not doing large intricate pieces. They're focusing entirely on micro-realism and micro tattoos and even text tattoos that look so beautiful that I would never get a text tattoo from a human again.
What?
There's a lot of discussion in my original video about how this is going to put tattoo artists out of jobs, blah, 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 and even text tattoos that look so beautiful that I would never get a text tattoo from a human again.
Dominique just proved everyone's concerns that this type of tattoo robot could take tattoo artists' jobs. She would now rather get a script tattoo from Blackdot, a $1 million company, than supporting her local tattoo artist. It just... Oh boy, it's honestly kind of disappointing. Like, again, I like Dominique and her content. Like, she honestly does seem like a very sweet person. But like, hearing that just made me go, ooh. And because she is like a tattooed person, and she said in like her comment section she supports tattoo artists all the time, it's kind of like, but why would you say this out loud? Like, why would you do this? Like, no, stop it. And there's this comment that says, nah, this is like AI. I want my tattoos from an actual human artist, not from technology. It's cool that it can be done and yours looks fantastic. It is definitely not something I'd do though. It actually involves no AI. No one is stopping you from going to real artists, and me neither. I've seen 3 real artists this month, and honestly, most people can't afford to get this done. I said like AI, as in it takes away from real human artists. No need to get defensive, your tattoo looks great, just giving my opinion. And the repeated, not many can afford this, is giving Katy Perry in space a bit tone deaf. Where was the defensive? Sure, Jan. I mean, Dominique is basically saying what I said earlier, like the majority of people cannot afford this, and like, it's just a fact, you know. And even if you can afford this, why would you be paying 10k for a tiny tattoo when, again, you could get the flight to South Korea and get a decent tattoo from an artist and support them? And also, Dominique didn't even pay for this tattoo herself. She was one of the test subjects. I can't find any info about where these machines are specifically. I want one. They're still in a rollout phase. How did you get to try it? I see they are taking applications for places to have their machine, but is there any places that they have the machine brought to a store and is up and running? I reached out to them as they were starting and offered to be a test model. I'm sure they'll have news this summer of where their machines go to. I mean, like, fuck yeah, go and get your free tattoo from this millionaire. Like, rinse them, why not? I don't agree ever with getting free tattoos from tattoo artists. I've been offered a lot of times throughout the years, and I flat out refuse. I will never take a free tattoo because that doesn't pay the tattoo artist bills. Like, I'm not, no. But if you want to, you know, take freebies from $1 million companies and stupid people like Joel, fuck yeah, get it. You know, like, I understand why you would offer yourself for this, just to, you know, have the tattoo, but also supporting it is kind of icky at the same time, right? Text tattoos are the bread and butter for all artists. As a tat artist, I hate this. Yeah, and text tattoos are what, $150? This is 10 times that. No one is taking your clients. So it's almost as if Dominique is just like, yeah, well, this whole situation is expensive and the majority of people are not going to even be able to afford this. So, like, why would you support this then? If you know, like, the majority of people are not going to be about this. This is so sad for the industry. So many people losing their livelihoods. I don't think this machine is taking away clients. They don't even exist in shops yet. No, but with your help, they soon will, which is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, promoting it, talking about it, hyping it up is kind of adding on to this problem, and, you know, getting their name out there. I mean, obviously, I'm making a video and I'm getting their name out there, but it's not exactly in a good light, let's be serious. Supporting taking away a whole entire industry of hardworking, talented artists just to replace it with a robot that puts no feeling into its art is absolutely insane to me. Tattoos aren't just about the ink, it's about the process, and this and that anesthesia crap is not it. It's quite literally supporting taking down a whole industry. I wouldn't talk about this as something to be proud of, to be honest, not trying to be a bitch. Then don't do it. Oh god, girl, so do I. I have only one tiny tattoo from this machine, like, chill. But it's it's just bizarre behavior for a tattoo collector to kind of die on the hill of supporting this business. Like, I expect this kind of behavior from someone that has 1 or 2 tattoos from Pinterest and doesn't really have much enthusiasm for the tattoo world. It's very clear that Dominique does like tattoos in the tattoo industry, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it would be like me doing this and being supportive of it. It just doesn't make sense, you know? It's the promotion of it. I'm not throwing shade at you personally. If it wasn't you to be the first, it would be someone else. My opinion on the topic at hand has no ill will towards you necessarily. It's more towards how the world is moving, and the little guys who own the little shops will all suffer because of it. There's no stopping it. It's just a defeating feeling. Nothing against you. It's scary to see if it takes over, which I again agree with that. I really hope people will realise how much it takes out of the experience, and that these machines will be putting actual artists out of business. It's already happening in low-level IT. Literally, I don't get why we are freeing robots and AI to literally replace ourselves in the workplace. I've just changed career to one that can never be done by either, thankfully. As cool as it is, I'm sick of machines taking over fun, artistic things humans can do. The machines should be used to make work easier so people can focus on fun things like art, not the machines doing the fun things like art, which I all agree with 100%. I truly don't think Blackdot Tattoo is going to be taking over the tattoo industry anytime soon. If ever. They're clearly struggling with their business and to get themselves out there, because again, there's people like me that's very much in the tattoo world that is kind of like, yo, this is all of the red flags with it, and trying to warn people that this truly is pretty harmful to the tattoo industry. But then again, you obviously have people like Dominique who has a pretty big reach on TikTok, kind of, you know, promoting it and being like, hey, this is actually really good. And it's just like, oh god, it's like a tug of war kind of thing, you know? But yeah, to me personally, Blackdot is pretty much a flop. I don't think it will be successful. I still feel like the majority of, or if not most of, tattoo fans probably wouldn't go anywhere near this, or they would get one for the experience and then just leave it at that. I feel like it's very much a gimmick thing that will eventually die out. It's definitely not going to replace tattoo artists because they do specialize in micro tattoos and script. They're not going to be doing, you know, massive sleeves or big traditional pieces as of yet. That's not to say that they won't try and do that to get more people to, you know, be clients of theirs and give them money. But again, the average tattooed person really is not going to be spending like 10k on a tiny tattoo, like, no. And the lack of testing on a diverse amount of people over a long period of time is also a big red flag, and hopefully people can see that and be like, that's a bit weird, like, you've only done like 100 of these? What? I don't know. I definitely think Blackdot will struggle. I'm happy to eat my words if they don't, but I don't know. I think it's not, yeah, it's going to be a gimmick for the rich. That's it, right? But should they become more affordable, more accessible, and all over the world? If that ever happens, oh, yikes. Big yikes, but I don't think we need to worry too much, right? Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on Blackdot Tattoo. Would you ever partake in getting a Blackdot tattoo? Would you like to experience it to see what it's like? Is curiosity getting the better of you? Let me know down below. I'm very much looking forward to reading your comments. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Until my next one, I hope you all stay safe and well. And until my next one, bye!